Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I'm going to do the market recap for you today. I've been a trader and technical analyst for 8 years. I'm doing the recap for Wednesday, February 21st, 2024, otherwise known as NVDA Earnings Day. So let's make my face a little smaller. Let's kind of break down what's happening here. We're down near the low of day as we close, but we're still in a daily equilibrium. So NVIDIA will likely break us out or up from this equilibrium. So we have the higher high, higher low, lower high, and we have enough room for a higher low relative to 493650. We haven't achieved it yet, but I do want to remind you we have a potential weekly bull flag. This is a beautiful bull flag. We have a lot of room to work with before we would get a higher low. So on ES, if we were to break down even more, bulls would be scouting a 4-hour oversold situation, scouting the weekly higher low for ES and NASDAQ. NASDAQ could still be a bull flag. Now, NASDAQ has broken the daily equilibrium bearish. We lost 17542. It's been heavier after last Friday with MCI blow off top and rotation out of semis ahead of NVIDIA earnings. It's definitely been heavier than the market in general, but it still has a weekly bull flag possibility, and it's not game over for the bulls. So again, we'd be looking for 4-hour oversold, which we just hit, and then we're looking for these lower lows without follow through. So NVDA earnings again will be super important right after today's close. So what happened today? So today we had the 20-year bond auction at 1 p.m. Eastern that really rocked the market. And then we had Fed Bowman speak about not really getting to those cuts, the interest rate cut. So if we look at March, we have a 93% chance of no change. And that shifted after Powell's comments and CPI data. It continues to increase that we're not getting a cut in March as originally anticipated. And if you look at June now, we have a 53% chance of no change. And then we have an 18% of no cut. So actually, let me say it up here. This is easier. 27% chance of no change, 72% ease. This continues to go down, the probability of cut. So that is also impacting the market. Looking at Econ calendar, I should have mentioned that tomorrow we have jobless claims. It's a 3-star event, and that is at 8:30 a.m. All right. So getting back to the interest rate, the U.S. 10-year has been super bullish. If you look at this 4-hour chart, look at this move. Holding the 50 RSI, nice trampoline move. It has been bullish. Tilt is completely beat down. So all of these interest rate cuts being pushed off, it's bullish for the U.S. 10-year and bearish for the TLT, and also bearish for the market. So looking at ES, we're down at the lows as discussed. We're still holding the daily support though of 493650. That'll be key tomorrow. NQ, we've lost that support. And I should go back to, I want to go to QQQ on the intraday time frame, kind of show you what happened. The red line is yesterday's low. Look how we just danced all over yesterday's low, and it took that 12-year bond auction to push us on over here, push us to the downside, and we filled that gap on the daily at 42238. That gap is now filled, and I will repeat, we still have a chance at weekly bull flags. I mean, NVIDIA earnings I really don't care about. I'm not going to try to interpret it. They are up 50% since their last earnings. Are the good earnings priced in? We'll see. RTY down 1%, still in a daily uptrend and holding the daily 50 MA. We have Dow is in a daily EQ, no problem there. So NASDAQ is the only one that's lost daily support. And again, that's because that heavy rotation out of semis, and we saw it today as well. I think it's part de-risking ahead of NVIDIA earnings and taking some of those sweet profits off. All right, looking at VIX, it was pretty spiky today, but I do want to point out that a daily lower high is the more likely scenario here compared to last Tuesday's high, that CPI high. So it's been pretty spiffy today. It's going sideways right now. Potential 30-minute head and shoulders probably looks good, better on the hourly. Yep. Potential hourly head and shoulders on the VIX. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is holding the prior day low. Sorry about this. Forgot to turn my alarm off to tell me to do this. So we're holding the prior day low. We're right in that area as bulls defend. 4 hour could be a bear flag. And daily still going sideways. Bears have not really made any headway with Bitcoin yet. I'm not saying they won't, but they haven't been able to yet. We have the dollar. So the dollar has the hourly EMAs overhead, 4 hour in a downtrend. That is good for the overall market, even though we didn't take advantage of it. We are bouncing a little bit right now. All right, we have XLF. XLF looks pretty. That's a potential daily bull flag. And let me show you one of the better charts out there. I've been pounding the table on this one in TCG and I think TCG only. I don't think I've said it in the pregame. Look at this high compression squeeze. It had a daily EQ bull break. This chart looks beautiful for potential continuation as it melts up the daily 50 MA. We have healthcare with a potential daily bull flag. Gold is red. It did not take advantage of dollar weakness today. My trade idea was top fishing this 204.730, and that's working out. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to mention we have a giveaway, and I'll put the link down in the YouTube video description below. You can subscribe to our newsletter and win a chance to win one of 3 1-month access passes to the Chart Guys community. You'll get full access to our trading rooms. So sign up for that newsletter and enter for that giveaway, and it ends next Tuesday. Okay. Oil. Oil looks healthy on the daily. I'm done picking on it for a while. It's got a long lower wick of bulls buying the dip. We have API estimates after hours today at 4:30. We're off schedule, remember, because we had a holiday Friday. So then we'll have inventory tomorrow along with nat gas inventory. It looks healthy. It bounced great. And actually, XLE was the star of the show today on the heat map. It was the bright green. So congrats to Energy Bulls. All right, Apple. This was my trade this morning during market open. So what we were looking at was a long off of the closing price. That's the blue line. So I went over this right in here at pregame. I went over the setup, and then when I was live streaming the actual market open. I said, this is where I like it long. I bought calls at $1.55, sold at $1.86. And then ended up selling the rest at $1.55 once I saw SPY and QQQ double top. And those were all live trades in the room. All right, Crowd was the other trade that I was pointing out this morning. I was outlining the different levels of support because PANW really tanked on earnings. Well, Crowd hasn't had earnings yet. Crowd earnings isn't till the first week of March 5th. So they're guilty by association only because they're in the cybersecurity arena. So that dip was buyable, and that was another trade I called out live. I did not take it, but it worked out well. All right. Then Google had a strong day. It held up well. We're getting back over yesterday's high now. Google's like, what redness? I don't see any redness. Microsoft, we're getting back over yesterday's low. It was pretty weak today. Tesla opened so strong and then gave it all back. Very frustrating if you're a Tesla bull, and just a friendly reminder that this is still a potential weekly bear flag. Then we have semis with a potential weekly bull flag. Yes, we lost daily support, but if this daily support break doesn't get followed through, then we look for that bull flag on a higher time frame. And I know that these semis have been running hot, but that doesn't mean that they're done just because they're hot. We could still have some left in the tank. We will see after NVIDIA earnings. ARM held up very well today. We have to remember that ARM has a float squeeze, not a short squeeze, a float squeeze. Only 10% of its float is available right now to trade. So March 12th, the rest of those unlock, and I would expect some heaviness. So ARM has a little bit of a special situation that it can it can kind of squeeze those bears a bit. So just know that March 12th is the period when it locks out. The lockup period ends. Yes, that's how you say it. We're still bouncing here on the market. NVIDIA getting a decent bounce. This is still a potential weekly bull flag. We can go down to 641 and we're still a potential weekly bull flag on NVIDIA. And we're anticipating 11% move on earnings. SMCI has been pretty weak. We are looking for that daily higher low. And TCG members, I started the video a little bit early. I wanted to just take my time and go slow. And after market hours, I need to help in the room with the earnings. So, and different levels. So I will provide an update in the room tomorrow after NVIDIA earnings. MSOS was pretty weak. We've been looking for this daily higher low, but bulls are not showing a strong appetite to put that in. A weekly higher low is expected. A daily higher low is expected, but can we get a higher low relative to 828? Right now, we're closing with an inside bar if this remains. And TCNNF, this could be a daily bear flag. We're looking for that weekly higher low, and bulls did well this morning, and then they gave a lot of it back toward the end of the day. So let me make sure I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. Yeah, and give me a follow on X at ChartGal Lori. All right, thank you for being here.